This post expands on the introduction to TP13312E, again through Microsoft Flight Sim 10, and looking at the handbook for civil aviation medical examiners. The issue is training prior to showing up in the online resources for the cadets. So it talks about an interview, letter of appointment, and then following up with a training seminar at the earliest opportunity, and that's basically the concept of the semblance program. So here we have a list of local Canadian aviation medical examiners, and these would be as per the League's policies and for the cadet gliders and onwards up through their mill program and such. So all of the appointed designates appear on this page, and I'm mapping this over to the cadet wings and then the SIP wings for camis. So the fundamentals of aerospace medicine shows the pilots will give information if your prime interest is keeping them at work, and that's quite a different experience from phoning around the neighborhood and culling moods from the X, etc., because acceleration effects and altitude effects are what's at show, and then this one grid is just a smaller part to a much larger picture, and that of course requires some aeromedical training to be even in the ballpark. So with the Strikers and the SDK, we've got this Strike Hornet project with the wedge tail and Mustang Sims as a procedures trainer for medevac and such, and showing the Voodoo, the Super Hornet, side by side for some lineage. Takes us through the F-18 or Tornado, and this then has a crew with this modular suite. And we can mimic that in FSX with SimConnect and these control heads with some of the GIS and custom graphics brought in through the front seat, glass cockpits with the stick and throttle. And then from the Strike Eagle, Strike Hornet project, here's the rear seat with the side stick controllers. Just to expand the object model, the Strike Hornet dashboard has a GPS receiver and the webcam optics, introducing this Streets and Maps dongle for some positioning and some of the GIS in play. And that's a data-driven solution through the HS hanger, and this FS repaint allows us to take the monochrome displays, map in what might be, and show that presentation over the cockpit view of the F-18 as it would appear in flight. And borrowing from the EHS Museum, we have this PW 737 upgraded to the wedge tail conversion to show the digital topography in the workstations at the hangar. And they're wired through this central hub, which holds a database and mission management system. And that's a showcase for the spherical trig that makes the targeting systems and formation stations work, as well as this hover control Griffin Bell 412 Simivac edition, and that's a fleet dispatch with the SoftTac airsoft replicas in play as well, just to draw in groundside resources. So I'll close the post with a look at some of the available third-party add-in software vehicles that can be posted in real time, and segue out through this ultimate terrain presentation with some of the samples they have available online. So it makes it possible to take stock terrain from Microsoft Flight Sim and add an extra level of realism for Casera training, search and rescue, and tactical simulation as well. So just shown side by side the stock and ultimate terrain versions of the same. And we'll just end the show with one more look at the Super Hornet to draw eyes onto aviation ops and basically medevac and tactical.